Hello, my name is Lasha and welcome to our channel. Today I will be teaching you vocabulary lesson. So we will learn some words and maybe some phrases about countries and nationalities. Before we talk about countries and nationalities, let me discuss some words that we will use today with you. So first word that I would like to discuss with you is continent. Do you know the meaning of continent? I'm not sure, but I think in Turkish it means kıta. We have several continents in the world. We have America, Africa, Australia, Antarctica, Asia, and Europe. As you see, here it changes. Sometimes it shows 7 continents, sometimes 6 continents, and sometimes 5 continents because there are different guidelines about this continent. Sometimes they say North America separately and South America separately. And also for Europe, sometimes they say Europe, separate continent, and Asia, separate continent. Sometimes they say together like Eurasia. Okay? So this is continent. Next thing that we will learn is country. There are many countries in the world, and country, Turkish meaning, I think, is ülke. For example, Russia is one country, China is another country, Kazakhstan, and I can't read the other countries, they are smaller. Australia, for example, Australia is a country and at the same time it's a continent because there is only one country on Australian continent. Okay. Next thing that we will learn is city. City means il in Turkish, I think. There are 81 cities in Turkey as far as I know. And you can see here, for example, I see Konya, Isparta, Denizli. These ones are cities, okay? Then we have something smaller, which is called town. For example, Bursa is a city, but we have several towns in Bursa. We have Nilüfer town, we have Osman Gazi as a town, and etc. So town in Turkish probably will be ilçe. Then we have something smaller than town. It is district. In Turkish, probably in Turkish it will be mahalle. And last one that we will learn is a village. Village is köy in Turkish, I think. Okay, so we learned continent, country, city, town, district, and village. Okay. Now, when we talk about countries, probably we should know that there is some words. There are some words important for you. For example, nationality. Nationality, it means where you are from, where you come from. Also, we need to know citizen and resident. These 3 words are different from each other. Citizen, it means where you were born. This is citizen. For example, I was born in Georgia, so I'm Georgian citizen. I see we have some comments on YouTube. Where are you from? Berke asks. I'm from Georgia. So I'm Georgian citizen, but I live in Turkey now. So I'm resident in Turkey, but I'm not citizen in Turkey, okay? So resident is where you live. This is your residency. And citizenship is in your passport or in your ID card. What does it say? Where you were born. As for nationality, nationality it means where you are originally from, where your parents come from. For example, maybe your parents are from Greece and you were born in Turkey, so we can say that maybe your nationality is Greek, but because you are born in Turkey, your citizenship will be Turkish. And if you go and live in, let's say, America, you can become resident in America. Yes, Berke, you are correct. Nationality is like your roots, where your roots come from, where your family and your parents come from. Province. Ismail is asking, what does the province mean? Province, it is a little bit bigger than city. For example, we can say that in Turkey you have some regions, let's say Marmara region. This one we can say as a region, and we can also say province. But it changes in different countries. In different countries they use word province with a different meaning. Sometimes maybe it is some cities and towns together as a province, or in some countries province means different districts together. Okay? I see that there are some Turkish comments on our YouTube channel, but unfortunately my Turkish is not good, so I can't really answer your questions, guys. I said that I'm originally from Georgia, but I live and work in Turkey now. So my Turkish is not very good, so I can't answer some questions in Turkish. Some of them I understand, some of them I can't understand. So please try to write comments in English. I understand this is elementary level and maybe it is difficult for you, but our lesson topic is very easy, so you can ask easy questions in English. Today our lesson is for elementary level, so elementary is A2, Berke. Now when we are talking about nationality, we have one thing to remember. We need to remember that we can use nationality as adjective and we can use nationality as a noun also. Okay, so let me write it for you. Adjective. I think in Turkish adjective means sıfat, and we can use it also as a noun. Noun is isim. Okay, so when we are talking about nationality, we can use adjective form or we can also use noun form. For example, let's discuss my nationality. I said I'm Georgian. So one way I can say it is I am Georgian. So in this situation, I used it as an adjective or noun. It doesn't matter. Also, I can use the same thing as adjective. For example, I saw a Georgian man. In this situation, I used Georgian as adjective because man is a noun, probably you know, and Georgian, it is adjective in this case. Now, it is very easy to make nationality from countries because usually we have some rules how we say nationality. We take country's name, then we add something. Sometimes we add N. Let me show it to you. So for most of the countries, we have group 1 countries. These are normal, regular countries. And for these ones, if you want to make adjective, you only add N. And also, if you want to say nationality as a person, again, you add N. For example, the country is Albania, in Turkish, Arnavutluk. And adjective and person for this one is same, Albanian. Okay. Let's look at another example. Algeria, Turkish is Cezayir. Adjective will be Algerian and person will be an Algerian. Okay. Next one that we can look at is Argentina. Adjective will be Argentinian and person will be an Argentinian. Australia is a country. You understand probably because Turkish name is same. Adjective will be Australian and person will also be an Australian. Okay. Canada is a country. Adjective will be Canadian and person will also be Canadian. Now you need to pay attention to one thing. If you see Canada, it finishes with A. So if country's name finishes with A, when we make adjective, we put I before A and then we add N. Okay? Canada, Canadian. Argentina, Argentinian. Okay? Let me write this rule for you. So for group 1 countries, what we do is, if we want to form an adjective or a noun person, we add N. Okay? So if we want to make adjective from a country, we need to add N. So country plus N, it becomes adjective. For example, Georgia, Georgian. You see? N. And also for person, Georgian, again we have N over here. But if the country finishes with letter A, for example, let's say Canada, you see there is A. We need to put letter I before A and then we add N. So Canada, it finishes with A. When I make adjective, I need to put I before A. So I put I here and then we put N at the end. Let me check some comments. So first question is from Mr. Ismail. Do you have course for B1 or B2? Yes, Mr. Ismail, we have B1 lesson, vocabulary lesson tomorrow at 12 o'clock. And on Wednesday, we have B2 lesson again at 12 o'clock. I mean for vocabulary. And as for other things, for grammar and other subjects, let me check our schedule. You can see all our lesson schedules on our Instagram page. But let me tell you, for this week, when we have So for B2 level, also we have lesson on Tuesday, tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It will be grammar lesson about future forms. And for pre-intermediate B1 level, we have lesson on Saturday at 12 o'clock. Okay? We have another word, another comment from Berke. I saw in your logo in TOEFL, do you have IELTS course and can you teach online IELTS course for us? I teach online TOEFL lessons, and TOEFL lessons will be on Saturday and Sunday at 6 o'clock. And for IELTS, we have some IELTS lessons with another teacher. On Saturday at 4 o'clock, we have IELTS lesson. And also on Sunday, we have IELTS lessons. If you are interested in online lessons, this is how we do it. If you want to take IELTS lessons one by one, not as a group, not like YouTube lesson, you can call our offices, Justenglish offices, and they can arrange private lessons, one-on-one lessons with you, Berke, okay? Sema is asking, I want to ask something in Turkish. There are two meanings of you. I'm talking formal, I'm using siz. I'm talking informal, I'm using sen. I don't know, is it in English? Sema, in English we don't have this situation. In English we say you and it means both. If you are talking to only one person or if you are talking to a group of people, it doesn't matter. You can only use you. Sen or siz, it doesn't matter. In English, both situations we will use you. Okay, I think I answered all the comments so far. Okay, we can continue now. So we talked about group 1, normal countries, most popular way, how we can make adjective and person nouns from country's name. Then we have group 2. In group 2, we have little bit different situation. Here, I have group 2 countries for you. So in group 2 countries, you see a country's name, for example, Afghanistan. In Turkish, same, I guess, Afghanistan. If you want to make adjective, you delete this, ISTAN. Again, for person, you do the same thing. You delete ISTAN. Let me write it for you. For group 2 countries, you need to delete ISTAN to form adjective. Hi Ismail, or person noun. So we just delete ISTAN. We don't have many countries like this. We have Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, and Turkmenistan. So Turkmenistan is country, adjective is Turkmen, and person is also a Turkmen. Tajikistan is a country, and the adjective will be Tajik, person will also be Tajik. Let me ask you one question. I did not write here. Another country which is similar is Uzbekistan. Guys, how do you think will be Uzbekistan as adjective? I am waiting for your comment on our YouTube or Facebook channel. How will you say Uzbekistan as adjective? Good, Machinist Man is back. He watches every lesson. Good job. And your answer is correct. It will be Uzbek. And also, I see comment from Ahmed. He wrote correct thing. Yes, we will use Uzbek if we want to talk about adjective. And we will use N because Uzbek starts with U. And in Turkish, I'm not sure, but I think it is same, Uzbekistan. I think it is same. We have another question from Sema. No, you did not understand my question. For example, you said, where you from? You did not say, where are you from? Actually, Sema, I said, where are you from? But in real life speaking, you know that we say are, short form, are. Where are you from? When I say, where are you from? It means, where are you from? But in speaking, we make it short. So when we say fast, we say, where are you from? But actually, it is, where are you from? Here, okay? Where are you from is correct. And answer is, I'm from Georgia. But in real life, in speaking, I will say, where are you from? I will not say, where are you from? Okay? Okay, the guys wrote, Uzbekistan is with O in Turkish, not U. Let me change it for you. Uzbekistan, but I don't know how to put two things. And we don't have difference between sen and siz in English because of respect. There is no difference. In English, you will say only you or you. So we discussed group 2 countries. So as you see, you delete this part and you make adjective like this. For example, Uzbekistan. If I delete this part, Uzbek will be this will be adjective. And it will be person as well. Now let's move to group 3. There was one question about Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan is in group 4 because it is different group of countries. In group 3 countries, you have country's name, and to make adjective, we use ese. For example, Bhutan, adjective will be Bhutanese, and person will also be a Bhutanese. China, it will be Chinese. Congo, will be Congolese, Burkina, Burkinese. So the main rule here is ESE, okay? So for group 3 countries, if you want to make adjective, you will use ESE. As you see, Bhutan, Bhutanese, Burkina, Burkinese, China, Chinese, Congo, Congolese, Gabon, Gabonese, Japan, Japanese, Lebanon, Lebanese, Malta, Maltese, Portugal, Portuguese, Senegal, Senegalese, Sudan, Sudanese, Taiwan, Taiwanese, and Togo, Togolese. I saw this very interesting situation yesterday when I was preparing lesson for you. I used Google Translate. So I translated country's name Togo, and in Turkish it told me gitmek. So translator made mistake. It understood to go and translated country's name in Turkish gitmek. Of course, this is not correct, and the correct name, I think, will be same in Turkish, Togo. I think. If it's not correct, please write in your comments if Togo has different name in Turkish. Now let's write the rule for group 3 countries. For group 3 countries, if you want to form adjective or person noun, you need to add ESE to country's name. We need to add ESE. For example, we have country Sudan, and if I want to make adjective, I will use Sudanese, and also person noun will be Sudanese. Okay, Japan will be Japanese. Both adjective and person will be Japanese. Probably you saw China. So if the country finishes with A, we delete A and add ESE. Let me write this rule. If the country's name ends with A, we delete A and add ESE. For example, China, we delete A and only we add ESE here and here. And we have one more rule. If the country's name finishes with O, we add LESE. If the country's name ends with letter O, we add LESE. For example, we have Congo, Congolese. And Togo, Togolese. Here and here. Okay, so the main rule in this group is ESE, but sometimes we need to put also L, and sometimes we need to delete A. Okay, I think you understand everything. If you have any questions, of course, you can ask me on our YouTube or Facebook channel. I'm watching our chat on Facebook and YouTube. Let's move to group number 4. In group number 4, we have some countries with different rule. The country's name finishes something like this. We have country Azerbaijan. If you want to make adjective from Azerbaijan, you need to add I, Azerbaijani, and also for person you need to add I. Okay. Other countries in this group are Bangladesh, Bangladeshi, Israel, Israeli, Iraq, Iraqı, Kuwait, Kuwaiti, Oman, Omani, Pakistan, Pakistani, Qatar, Qatari. Okay. Berke, I tried to put all countries, and if I don't have any country, other countries will be all in group 1. So group 1 is general rule, okay? Most of the countries, a lot of countries are in this group. If you don't know one country and you don't know which group it is, probably it will be in group 1. This is the biggest part. Other groups, group 2, group 3, group 4, and group 5 are exceptions, different rules, okay? So we were talking about group 4. The rule in group 4 is that you need to add letter I. If you want to form adjective or a person noun with group 4 countries, you need to add I to the country's name. For example, we have Oman and adjective will be Omani, and also person noun will be same, Omani. For Pakistan, it will be Pakistani, and adjective will be Pakistani as well. Okay, Berke, thank you for your comment. This is group 4. We don't have many countries in group 4. Then we need to go to group 5. In group 5, we don't have many rules. Group 5 countries are exceptions. Let me write exception for you. Exception. Exception, it means this is not about rule. This is different. So these are irregular. For example, the country is Barbados, and to make adjective it will be Barbadian, and person also Barbadian. But Belgium, person will be Belgian, adjective will be also Belgian. As for Britain, adjective will be British, probably you know this word. British is very popular adjective, but a person is a Briton. Okay, we don't say a British, but it is different. We say Briton. So far in all countries, adjective and person was the same, but for Britain, it is different. British and Briton. Croatia, Turkish name is Hırvatistan. Person is Croat or Croatian. Adjective and person, it is same. For Cyprus, there is no rule. See, this is very different. We say Cyprot as adjective and a person. Now for Czech Republic, country's name, adjective, and person, it does not change. All of them are same. Czech, Czech, Czech. There is no difference. Next one we have Denmark. Danimarka, it's Turkish name. Adjective is Danish, but person, nationality is Dane. Okay, this is also different. We have question from Good Time, Good Life. What's it about? This is a lesson about countries and nationalities, vocabulary lesson, okay? So for Denmark, adjective is Danish and person is a Dane. For England, we have adjective English, but a person is an Englishman or an Englishwoman. So as you see, this is also different and there is no rule how to make adjectives or person nouns in this country. For Finland, adjective is Finnish and person is a Finn. France, adjective is French and person noun is a Frenchman or Frenchwoman. Germany, Turkish name Almanya, adjective is German, person noun is also a German. For Greece, as adjective and person noun, we use Greek. Now, as for Holland, Holland has two names. We can say the country's name, Holland, and we can also say Netherlands. Adjective will be Dutch, and person will be Dutchman or Dutchwoman. So you see, for England, France, and Holland, we have men or woman in person noun. Englishman, Frenchman, Dutchman. For Iceland, we have Icelandic as adjective, but as a person noun, we have Icelander. Okay. We have Republic of Ireland, which is very similar with the rule for England. So you see adjective is Irish. So you see same ISH, ISH. And for person, it is an Irishman or an Irish woman. Next one that we can look at is Monaco. And it is used as Monacan for adjective and for a person, or it can be used with its French root, monégasque. This is not English word. This word comes from French, but in English sometimes also we use this one. For New Zealand, country and adjective is same, but a person is a New Zealander. Okay. As for Norway, we have got Norwegian as adjective and a Norwegian again as a noun. There is different situation with Philippines. Country's name is the Philippines and the person is Philippine. a person is a Filipino, but adjective can be Filipino or Philippine. Also, if you pay attention, for men, we can use Filipino, but for women, we can use Filipina or Filipino. Both are okay. This is not English rule. This is Spanish rule, okay? And it comes in English from Spanish. So for male, for men, they use O. Usually for female, they use A, but they can also use O. So when you say a Filipino, it can be maybe a man or a woman. There is no problem. But if you say Filipina, it is definitely a woman. Now for Poland, if you want to make adjective, it will be Polish. But if you want to make noun, it will be a Pole. For Slovakia, the person will be a Slovak and adjective will also be Slovak. Saudi Arabia has two ways. You can say as adjective Saudi Arabian, or you can say only Saudi. We have the same rule for person noun. You can say a Saudi Arabian, or you can say only a Saudi. Both of them have same meanings. Scotland, Turkish name is İskoçya. Adjective is Scottish. Person noun is a Scot. Okay. For Somalia and Slovenia, we have something like similar rule. You delete A, so Somalia becomes Somali and Slovenia becomes Sloven or Slovenian. It has two ways for Slovenia. Very interesting country, we have Swaziland. Turkish name is also same. And for adjective or person noun, we will use Swazi. For Spain, all of you know the name of the country Spain. If you want to make adjective, you will use Spanish. And if you want to make a person noun, you will use a Spaniard. Okay. The next one that we will discuss is Sweden. Sweden in Turkish is İsveç, country's name. Adjective is Swedish and the person is a Swede. For Switzerland, Turkish name is İsviçre. Adjective and noun, both of them are Swiss and Swiss. Now Turkey has interesting thing. Turkey is a country, and for adjective, definitely we use Turkish. And as a noun, sometimes they use a Turk, sometimes they use a Turkish. Because a Turk, it means people with Turkish roots. So not only people who live in Turkey now, but also some people in other countries. For example, Uyghur. Probably you know the country Uyghur. Not country, it's like province. Uyghur. They are also Turks. So a Turk, it can be people living in Turkey, but it can also mean other Turkish people who are originally from Turkey, but they live in other countries. So we have two ways. You can use Turk as a noun, and you can also use Turkish as a noun, okay? Last country that I would like to discuss with you today is Thailand. This is a country's name. To make adjective or noun, we will use Thai, okay? Thai is adjective, and a Thai we will use for a person. So let me review what we have done today. Today we have learned some words like continent, country, city, town, village, resident, citizenship, nationality. And then we learned some groups, how to form adjective and person noun from country. So we've learned group 1, regular, normal countries. Then we learned group 2, group 3, group 4, and group 5. Now let's have a break for 15 minutes, and 15 minutes later I will be back with you and we will do some exercises together. Okay, stay with us. We will have 15 minutes break and then I will come back.